Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into a really powerful framework for CX leaders. It's drawn from master your time, grow your team, protect your sanity. You know, if you've ever felt like you're just constantly battling that overflowing inbox, always putting out fires, and then at the end of the day, you wonder, like, what did I actually get done? Well, this deep dive is definitely for you. Our mission here is to pull out those critical insights, the things that help you shift from being, reactive.
Just firefighting all the time.
Exactly, to being truly intentional in your leadership, turning that daily chaos into hopefully some strategic clarity.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is that it's often not about leaders being disorganized. It's more that they get stuck doing the wrong kind of work for where they are.
Yeah.
So this deep dive, it's really about unpacking how you can step back, refocus, and lead with real intent.
Yeah.
Treating your time like the strategic asset it actually is.
That's a great way to put it, the wrong work. Okay, so let's unpack that core idea then. The book isn't just like a collection of productivity hacks, is it?
No, not at all.
It argues that for CX leaders, managing time is, well, it's strategic. It's a way to redefine your whole contribution, moving off that operational treadmill.
Precisely. It's about shifting towards high-impact systemic improvements. And this framework, it really emphasizes that the right things for a CX leader, well, they aren't just the big strategy plans. Often it's about creating that white space.
White space.
Yeah, for cross-functional problem solving, maybe some innovation, proactive experience design, things that get pushed aside when you're just swamped day to day. And as you move up, say from manager to director, your value fundamentally changes. It has to.
How so?
It stops being about what you do personally, like monitoring ticket queues constantly or jumping in to answer every agent question. It becomes about what you enable others to do. That's the real shift.
Okay, that's a crucial perspective shift.
Right.
And it makes me think, if a leader's value isn't just ticking off tasks, then what is the real measure of success? Because this material really pushes back against that idea that just being busy means you're being effective, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It challenges that directly. If you connect it to the bigger picture, real success for a CX leader, it's measured by outcomes.
Outcomes
Like fewer escalations hitting your desk or seeing CSAT improve across the whole customer journey, not just one touch point. Maybe higher first contact resolution.
Yeah.
Things like that, not just, how many emails you cleared.
Right. It's about steering the ship, like you said, not just bailing water constantly.
Exactly. Steer, don't just solve.
Okay, so understanding what the right work looks like is one thing, but how do you actually find the time for it, with all the daily demands?
Yeah, that's the practical challenge.
This is where the framework gets really concrete, giving these practical rhythms, daily, weekly, quarterly, to sort of embed the strategic focus. So what does that actually look like day to day?
Well, the author details these tailored rhythms. So daily, it might be about quick data checks, looking at real-time sentiment or emerging friction points, and setting really disciplined inbox boundaries. That's key.
Boundaries are tough.
They are, but crucial. Then weekly, it's more about deep 1.1 coaching, looking at strategic metrics, not just operational ones. Monthly, you might focus on QA calibration, but looking for consistency across the whole journey, not just agent scripts. And working on those bigger team development plans.
And then the quarterly planning. That sounds like where the really big shifts happen.
That's where the leadership really shows up, according to the sources. It forces you to zoom out, you analyze the key trends, you set maybe just 2 or 3 really strategic priorities, and you look honestly at leadership gaps on your team.
And there are examples of this working, right? Like HubSpot?
Yeah, exactly. HubSpot apparently saw a significant drop in escalations just by empowering their CX leads more.
Yeah.
Decentralizing some decisions.
Okay.
And Bayer, with their dynamic shared ownership approach, they apparently hit 76% employee engagement. That's huge. And they did it by decentralizing decisions over these 90-day cycles.
Wow. So it really proves that setting up these rhythms, it can have a massive impact.
It really can. And the whole deep dive also touches on practical tools.
Yeah. Like calendar management.
Yep. Calendar management for specifically time blocking those leadership activities.
Yeah.
Or task management tools for projects.
Yeah.
But the critical part is using them strategically, not just reactively.
Okay, this sounds great in theory, but I can hear some leaders thinking, my calendar has to be available. Juggling demands from agents, customers, execs. How does the book suggest you realistically shift your calendar from just reflecting availability to truly embodying your leadership role.
That's where delegation and boundaries become absolutely essential, and the material makes a really strong case for them. Delegation isn't portrayed as like a sign of weakness or just offloading work.
Yeah.
No, it's framed as a strategic investment. It grows your team, gives them opportunities, and it builds your own capacity as a leader.
Right, letting go creates space.
Exactly. Space for you to do that strategic work we talked about. And setting boundaries, that's presented as a core leadership tool, not just with your team, but with executives too. It's about protecting your focus.
To prevent burnout, I imagine.
That, and to ensure you actually have the focused, uninterrupted time you need to lead effectively instead of just reacting all the time.
So ultimately, this deep dive is showing that leading with intention really means your calendar needs to actively reflect your strategic priorities, your leadership role.
Not just who needs you right this second.
Right. It's a fundamental shift.
Which really brings up an important question for you, the listener, to consider. What's maybe one specific operational task you're still doing today? Something that probably doesn't belong on your plate anymore as a leader? And then think about how reclaiming that time, how that could actually let you lead with more focus, more impact for both your customers and your team.